All right. So we looked at the Greek Empire. Now let's go into the time Mashiach came on the earth. And look what he's saying. Go to Matthew 11 and 11. Matthew 11 and 11. Okay? Matthew 11 and 11. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there have not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. So let's let us know this. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence. And we just read about it. From the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence. So we were still dealing with the violence of who? The Greek Empire, the Roman Empire, the same people, the Edomites. And we as the children of Israel, we were suffering violence. This is what it says. And the violent take it by force. So what is he calling them? He calling them violent people. So he took us by force. See? So now, because a lot of people say, oh, Mashiach Abishai never dealt with the Edomites being the enemies or being a violent people. We just read about what they did. Possibly why they took the Apocrypha from the Bible. Oh, but we got them, because you read the original King James 6:11 Bible, the scriptures are there. They're there. The Apocrypha. All 14 books. See? So we call them violent. He said the kingdom of heaven, which we are the kingdom of heaven, the children of Israel. It says suffering violence. And we just read about it. And it was still going on when the Mashiach Abishai walked the earth. That's why he called them a violent people. Take it by force. You're going to see. He told us. These violent people is taking us by force. Little by little. As he came here to bring forth the salvation back to we the children of Israel. Even when he was born, look at Matthew 2 and 13. That's when he was born. It says, and when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Most High appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, arise and take the young child and his mother and flee into Egypt. And be thou there until I bring thee word, for Herod, Edomite, will seek the young child to destroy him. See? When he arose, he took the young child of Mashiach Abishai and his mother by night and departed into Egypt, ran into Egypt, to hide among our brothers and sisters that was in Egypt as Israelites. And was there until the death of Herod, the Edomite, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken of the Most High by the prophet, saying, out of Egypt have I called my son. See? Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceedingly wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children, that were in Bethlehem, and in all the coasts thereof, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men. He killed all the babies, 2 years old and under, all children. Edomites, that's what they done. Mashiach was born at this time to say, hey, King of Heaven suffered violence. Wasn't this violent? For him to kill all the babies, 2 years old and under. Verse 17, then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremiah the prophet, saying, in Ramah was there a voice heard, lamentation, crying and weeping, and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, and would not be comforted, because they are not, they were killed. See? This is what happened to us people. Look at Deuteronomy 4 and 27. Deuteronomy 4 and 27. And the Most High shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither the Most High shall lead you. See, the Most High scatters us among these nations, but we ain't follow His laws, statutes, commandments. And there you shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone. See? When He scatters among these nations, we're going to serve wood and stone. Christianity, Buddha, Islam, black stone and so forth, all these different religions. The Most High didn't give us religion, He gave us laws, statutes, commandments. The work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. But if from thence thou shalt seek the Most High thy power in our captivity, thou shalt find Him, if thou seek Him with all thy heart, and with all thy soul. When thou art in tribulation, we in great tribulation, people, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days. Are you telling me in the last days now? If thou turn to the Most High thy power, and shalt be obedient unto His voice, the Most High thy power is a merciful power. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers which He sware to them, to Abraham, to Isaac, to Jacob, to the 12 tribes of Israel. So He's not going to forsake us. So when you look at the churches, they try and go to Revelation's 7th chapter and the 9th verse. Like, when the great day of the Most High, the Mashiach shall come, and this is part of them. It's not part of them. Let me show you this. Revelation 7 and 9, it says, after this I beheld, this before this, from verse 4 to 8, is given to 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Israel, 144,000, which are men, which are 12,000 men from each of the tribes of the 12 tribes of Israel, which make up the 144,000 that's going to rule with a Mashiach Yahushua. So verse 9 says, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, see, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds, and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. See? So you see this, you say, wow, okay, well, all nations and kindreds and people and tongues. See? Stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. We got to keep reading. And cried with a loud voice, saying, salvation to our power. Let's say our God. Who's the Most High say the power of? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. See, that's my name forever, memorial to all generations. In Exodus 3:15. Matthew 22:32. Acts 3:13. Where it say, our God, our power. Power who? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. First and foremost, verse 10, and cried with a loud voice, saying, salvation to our power, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb. Our power, the Most High, Yahweh, that's sitting on the throne, powers and authority, and to a Mashiach Yahushua, the Lamb. And all the angels stood round about the throne, and about the elders, and the four beasts, which are the four archangels, Michael, Uriel, Gabriel, Raphael, and fell before the throne on their faces and worshiped the Most High. But these angels fell before their faces, put their faces to the earth and worshiped the Most High. I'm saying, hallelujah, blessing and glory and wisdom and thanksgiving and honor and power and might be unto our power forever and ever. And one of the elders answering, saying unto me, what are these which are arrayed in white robes? And whence came they? He asked me a question. Who is this great multitude that's arrayed in white robes? Verse 14, listen. And I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest. And he said to me, these are they which came out of great tribulation, and have washed their robes, and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. See? So, looking at this, look at 2nd Ezra, first and foremost, in the Apocrypha 3 and 16. Concerning what it says here in verse 9 of Revelation 7th chapter, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, right? So let's look at 2nd Ezra 3:16. 2nd Ezra 3:16. Concerning who is this great multitude? 2nd Ezra 3 and 16. Second Ezra 3:16. And unto him thou gavest Isaac, gave Abraham Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou hast thou didst choose him to thee, and put Esau to the side. And so Jacob became a great multitude. See? First and foremost, Jacob became that great multitude. These are the Israelites. This great multitude are the Israelites. 12 tribes of Israel, first and foremost. So, look at let's go back to Revelation 7 and get some more out of this. Verse 9. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which we just say, Jacob became a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, those with white robes and palms in their hands, right? So let's look at Acts, the 2nd chapter. And let's read verse 1. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. See? And this is when the Holy Spirit came upon the men. But who was it? Verse 5. And there were dwelling in Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. So there were Jews out of every nation under heaven. Verse 9 tells you where they came from. Parthians. Let's read verse 7. Now let's read verse 6. Now when this was noised abroad, once they received the Holy Spirit, the multitude came together. These are Israelites. and were confounded. They were confused because that every man heard them speak in their own language. So we had different languages. Just like we have different languages now. And we scattered among all these nations and learned all the nations and languages. And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, Behold, are not all these which speak Galileans? And how hear we every man in his own language, or his own tongue, which is his own language, wherein we were born? Where do we come from? Well, who was there? Verse 5. So you know, and there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. Where did they come from? Verse 9. Parthians, and Medes, and Elamites, in India, and dwellers of Mesopotamia, and in Judea, and Cappadocia, and Pontus, and Asia, Phrygia, Pamphylia, and Egypt, and in parts of Libya, about Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes, Greeks and Arabians, even where the Arabs were. We do hear them speak in our tongues, our languages, the wonderful works of the Most High. See? This was the holy convocation of the Israelites. We're the ones that follow the holy convocation, the holy feast and so forth of Pentecost in Galilee. First fruits. Feast of Pentecost. That's who it was. So we did speak different languages. Just like we speak different languages now. From our oppressors having us in their lands, and we speak in their language of the lands that we lived in, or that we're living in now, today. Oh yeah, it's nothing new. So look at Luke 21 and 20. Luke 21 and 20. This is what the Mashiach Kavashai told us. Luke 21 and 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies. What armies would it be? The Roman armies. And the Romans are the so-called Italian Caucasians. It was who part of earth when the Mashiach came on the earth. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Desolation is near. So then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains. That's when we fled into Africa. And let them which are in the midst of it depart out. And let not them that are in the countries enter therein. Don't come back in. He said, for these be the days of vengeance. Remember he said the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. You see what Herod did to the 2-year-old babies, to just being a newborn, he killed them. For these be the days of vengeance, just another time, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. Listen, it says, but woe unto them that are with child, destruction to them that are with child, and to them that give suck, little babies, newborn babies and so forth, in those days. But there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. See? Looking at that, that goes right along with what happened in 70 AD, brothers and sisters. The Most High prophesied that when we go back to the curses in Deuteronomy 28th chapter. And we can start out who it is, and look at, this is why all this happened to us. We start at verse 47. It says, because thou servest not the Most High thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart. Remember, the Most High's commandments are not grievous. You gotta be happy to serve him, joyful to serve him, for the abundance of all things, Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies. Here he said, which the Most High shall send against thee in hunger. You want something to eat, you got to get it from your enemy. And in thirst, you want something to drink, you got to get it from your enemy. And in nakedness, you want some clothes, you got to get it from your enemy. And in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And you see we destroyed now. That's why it's so hard for our people to come back to the Most High. It is law, statutes, and commandments. Verse 49, the Most High shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth. July 4th, 1776. As swift as the eagle flies, giving a symbol, an identity of, they will go by the eagle. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. You see, initially, the Romans and the Greeks and the Romans, they spoke Latin, whereas we spoke Hebrew. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old or the old, nor show favor to the young. They don't care about the old people, they don't care about the young people. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates. This will happen in 70 AD. Well, before that, we were at war. You know, because approximately 65 AD, the Bible stops. We wasn't prophesying, we wasn't doing nothing after 65 AD. And then the Shai, the Spirit of the Most High, visited John on the island of Patmos between 90 AD and 96 AD, approximately. So you see here it says, verse 52, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest. Thinking that we secure these high walls, right? Where throughout all thy land, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Most High thy power hath given thee, and thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters. That's why he was saying, woe to them that are with suck at that time. So you're going to eat the fruit of thy sons and thy daughters, which the Most High thy power Most High thy power have given thee in the siege and in the straitness there wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat. See? So I say, woe to them that's what's up. Because they starved us out. You know how they bring sanctions and embargoes on you can't nothing going in, nothing going out. In the time that we was at war with them, between 65, approximately, you know, between I think 5 to 7 years, something like that, approximately, we had war with them. Because they came into Jerusalem to besiege us. That's what my Shai said. We see the armies. You see? It says, so that, this is why the hardcore spirit came upon the brothers. He says, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children, whom we shall eat our children in the siege, because he have nothing left him in the siege and in the straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. This happened to us. It was at war with the Romans. This, verse 56, so the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. This is what it says. Our women had soft feet, tender and delicate. You don't walk around barefooted like you do now. No. The foot was too soft to do that. Do not even, you know, set the sole of her foot on the ground for tender and delicateness. Her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, toward her husband, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, toward her son and her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them from one of all things secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. And that's what happens to us, brothers and sisters. Because we ain't followed the law, such commandments of the Most High. Mashaka was trying to tell us. When we read about wicked Israelites, and you read about the Pharisees that was coming against them. Remember, it was all about, what was they all about? It was all about, hey, keeping their power with the Romans and with the people, being over the people. See, we had to, that's why he said, woe to them that give suck, because during the siege, they turned to cannibalism, start eating their children to survive. Look at John 11. Another case in there of how these Pharisees and scribes and high priests were. John 11 and 47. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles. If we let him thus alone, if we leave Mashiach Yahushua alone for all these miracles that he's doing, if we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him. And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation. That's what they were concerned about. Losing their power structure with the Romans and with the people. That's what they were concerned about. But you see what my Shepherd told us. He said, woe to them that was given suck because of the fact of what was prophesied of what would happen to us in the curses. And having to eat the children. Luke 21. So that's Luke 21. And 23. But woe, which means destruction, to them that are with child, and to them that give suck. In those days there shall be great distress in the land. Great distress in the land. And wrath upon this people. So when the Romans came and took us down. And we fell in 70 AD. The last stronghold we had was Masada. It's way up on the top of the mountain. It's way up in the air. And so we have food that will last 100 years, reserved for 100 years. Oh, it's prophesied this will happen. Go to Lamentations, the 2nd chapter. And we're going to look at that verse 20. Behold, O Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Yahweh, and consider to whom thou hast done this. Shall the women eat their fruit, and children of a span long? Shall the priest and the prophet be slain in the sanctuary of the Most High? You read that happen? He's asking, shall the women eat their fruit? See? And children of a span long? They had to do this. 21. The young and the old lie on the ground in the streets. My virgins and my young men are fallen by the sword. Thou hast slain them in the day of thine anger. Thou hast killed and not pity. It's like killed us. Didn't have any pity. Thou hast called as it is solemn. Thou hast called as in a solemn day my terrors round about, so that in the day of the Most High's anger none escape, none remain. Those that I have swallowed and brought up have my enemy consumed. See? It took us down. Jeremiah 19 and 9. Jeremiah 19 and 9. And I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters. And they shall eat every one the flesh of his friend in the siege and straitness, wherewith their enemies, who are the Romans, and they that seek their lives, shall straiten them. See? Prophesy we would do this, people. Lamentations 4. Lamentations 4 and 10. Why? Because we didn't want to follow the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Lamentations 4 and 10. The hands of the pitiful woman have sought their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughters of my people. Most High have accomplished his fury. He hath poured out his fierce anger, and have kindled a fire in Zion, and it have devoured the foundation thereof. See? He destroyed us over and over again for not following his laws, statutes, commandments, being obedient. Luke 21, 23 and 24. Luke 21, 23 and 24. This happened to us because we didn't follow the law, statutes, commandments. Most High said, this is what's going to happen to us. If we didn't follow his law, statutes, commandments, and here it is. We have the proof. Luke 21 and 23. But woe to them that are with child, and to them that give suck. In those days there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people, for we have to eat our own children. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So when we were led away captives into all the nations, those that fought, lost, because the Most High said we would lose, and those that were captured were led away captive, scattered among all the nations. At this time, 70 AD, we fell. Luke 21 and 20. And when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. What armies? The Roman armies, the Roman legions, and so forth. Because they were the superpower of the earth at the time. When Mashiach walked the earth, he told them. And this happened in 70 AD. Well, it happened before 70 AD, some 5 to 7 years before that. But we fell in 70 AD, totally out of it, finished. You see. So, Luke 19 and 43, he warned us. We've been warned throughout all the prophets. As we went through, I went through a few of them, but they told us these things are going to happen. That's what the Mashiach told us in Luke 19 and 43. That's why he say flee. Those that fled The smart ones fled into Africa. Hide amongst our brothers and sisters that was there. The prophecies that we had in Africa. The ones that say, we're going to fight, we're going to, we got different sets of Israelites. The Zealots, they were the warriors. We're going to stay here and fight, but they lost. Because the end result is what the scriptures say. Period. Luke 19:43. For the day shall come upon thee, that thine enemies, that you know the Romans are the enemies, shall cast a trench about thee. This is what happened when the Roman armies came into Jerusalem. See, that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee round, and keep thee on every side. They put a trench around the city, and kept us in on every side. Nothing going in, nothing going out. It's powerless out. And shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee, and they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knewest not the time of thy visitation. But he told them, when you see the city compassed with armies, get out of there. If you ain't in Jerusalem, leave. Keep on, keep it moving. That's when most of us fled into Africa. So what happened? It was prophesied what would happen in Psalm 79th chapter. This is what happened to us. But those that stayed, those that didn't want to believe and adhere to the word of the Most High, which is through Mashiach Yahushua. This is what happened to us. Psalm 79:1. O Most High, the heathen, the Romans, with all the other nations that was joined with them, are coming to thy inheritance, to the land of Israel, Jerusalem. Thy holy temple have they defiled. We done read about how they defiled it from the Greeks. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. So they brought us down. In 70 AD, the dead bodies of thy servants have they given to be meat unto the fowls of the heaven. Buzzards were eating us up. The flesh of thy saints, who are the 12 tribes of Israel, unto the beasts of the earth. The beasts were eating our bodies. Their blood have they shed like water round about Jerusalem, and there was none to bury them. We are become a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and derision to them that are round about us. How long, O Sire? Wilt thou be angry forever? Shall thy jealousy burn like fire? Pour out thy wrath upon the heathen that have not known thee, and upon the kingdoms that have not called upon thy name. For they have devoured Jacob, and laid waste his dwelling place. O remember not against us former iniquities. Let thy tender mercies speedily prevent us, for we are brought very low. Help us, O Most High power of our salvation, for the glory of thy name, and deliver us, and purge away our sins for thy name's sake. Wherefore should the heathen say, where is their power? Let him be known among the heathen in our sight by the revenging of the blood of thy servants which is shed. Yet where is your power? Let him be seen. Let him come and revenge the blood of his people, children of Israel, who we are killing, and allowing the fowls and the beasts to eat up. But it's coming, y'all. You better believe that. Most High is long suffering, but he hasn't forgotten. Let's go into a historian by the name of Rudolph R. Windsor, a book called Babylon the Timbuktu, on page 84. Babylon the Timbuktu by Rudolph R. Windsor. It says on page 84, it says, in the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jew state. They say Jewish, but Jewish, ISH, a suffix meaning pertaining to being like the Jew. We were the Israelites. It says, with great slaughter, we just read about in Psalm 79. And concerning us having to eat our babies in the siege, as the Most High prophesied in Deuteronomy 28th chapter. During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrageous and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. So a lot of us have sense. Get up out of there. So Moshe started prophesying. We heard it. Over 1 million fled into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black, we say Jewish, but we say Jew, slaves, Israelite slaves. Going along with what's written in Deuteronomy 28:64, he quotes that. And the Most High shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, other idols, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone, Christianity and Buddha, Islam, all of that. That's what we serve until this day. So look at like I said, when you understand these prophecies, as we preach in the good news, which is prophecy. Go back to Luke 19. Luke the 19th chapter. He told us in Luke 21:20 that when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh, that they get ready to bring us down. As we just read in many case scenarios. Luke 19 and 43. It says, well, let me start at 41. And when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it. See? When he came near, he seen Jerusalem and he started crying over it, knowing that what we already have read with understanding would happen, was going to happen. He beheld the city and wept over it, saying, if thou hast known, even thou, at least in this thy day, the things which belong unto thy peace, but now they are hid from thine eyes. So they will come on a lot of you. This destruction of our homeland of Israel and Jerusalem. Because they didn't believe him. Hid from their eyes. Like a lot of this truth is hid from our brothers and sisters' eyes today. See, it's hid from their eyes. Verse 43, for the days shall come upon thee, that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee round, and keep thee in on every side. They put a trench around Jerusalem. They kept us in on every side. We couldn't go out and come in. That's why he said, when you see them coming, run. Run into Africa. Get away from Jerusalem. And shall lay thee even with the ground, kill us, and thy children within thee, kill the children. And they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knowest or knewest not the time of thy visitation. See? Now that he went to the temple, started whooping everybody out of the church, selling, in the church. That's how he cried. He cried that he went in. Knowing what's going to happen to us, he went to the church and started whooping everybody out the church. Threw over their money tables and so forth. So, this is very important, people, that we see this and we understand it's important, of us today coming back to who we are as a children of Israel. That's why it tells us in Hosea 1 and 10. Good Hosea 1 and 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. That's why when they say, hey, they take a census, they say, oh, we a minority. No, they say we more numbered than the sand of the sea. You ever picked up a handful of sand, or look at the stars in the sky. But ask somebody, ask the Most High's word. It says, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. We cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, ye are Gentiles. You were grafted in among us. You're nobody. You're nothing but a slave. So that place where it was said unto us, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. That's what it's told us. That's how we know that we Israelites. It's been told us that we the sons of the living Most High. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel, the northern tribes, the southern tribes, be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, a Mashiach Yahushua, to the glory of the Most High. And they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Israel. See? We're going to come out of this land. Whatever lands we're scattered in. See, for great shall be the day of Israel. And we're coming back to our homeland of Israel. The Most High put us there. Yes. So we know that we're in a position that we're in, and not knowing, because we didn't follow the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Also, when you look at Psalms 83rd chapter, Psalms 83. It's a diabolical plan for these nations to keep us from knowing who we are, because the Most High said He would do it. It's all from the Most High, people, because we ain't follow His laws, statutes, commandments. So here we go in Psalm 83 and 1. Keep not thy silence, O Most High, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Most High. For lo, thine enemies, so the Most High have enemies, and Mashiach shall have enemies, make a turmoil, they make an uproar. And they that hate thee, they that hate the Most High, have lifted up the head in pride. You look up your head, that's you think you all that in pride. They have taken, listen to this, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people. They're taking crafty counsel against the Most High's people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Like Israel don't know who they are. That's if you hidden. You are the 12 tribes of Israel, of Negro, Indian, and Latino descent, pretty much. Scattered among all nations. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. See? We don't call ourselves Israel. Hey, Israel, what's happening? We don't know nothing about that. For the United Nations that come together, they come together, as it says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. But they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. See? That's these nations that are the enemies and the haters of the Most High. The enemies and the haters of the Mashiach Yahushua, as it is written. I didn't write it. You say, who is name? Verse 6, the tabernacles of Edom. That's a biblical name for the so-called white people or Caucasian race. And the Ishmaelites, the Arabs, the Moab, Chinese, and the Hagarenes, Africans, the Baal, Moabites, and Ammon, so-called Japanese, and Amalek, the Jewish people today, the Philistine, Moab-Africans, Egyptians, with the inhabitants of Tyre, Moab-Africans. So we have these nations that are enemies and the haters of the Most High, by nations, it's saying. See? So when you look at this, it's like, wow, diabolical plan to cut us off from being a nation. That's why we don't know who we are. But the Most High says He's going to do that. You see? Because we want to follow some other way. And there's only one way. And that's through the Most High. Laws, statutes, and commandments. And having faith in the Mashiach, who said in John 14 and 6, I am the way, to show you how to follow the truth, which is the laws that's going to lead to everlasting life with understanding. When you understand what you see. look at Jeremiah 11. And we'll look at verse 16. Jeremiah 11 and 16, it says, "And the Most High called thy name a green olive tree, fair and of goodly fruit. With the noise of a great turmoil, he hath kindled fire upon it, and the branches of it are broken." So he broke off part of our nation from understanding this truth. "For the Most High of hosts, or armies, that planted thee, have pronounced evil against thee." We the children of Israel. "For the evil of the house of Israel, evil of what the northern tribes did, and of the house of Judah, the evil that southern tribes did, all 12 tribes, which they have done against themselves to provoke me to anger in offering incense unto Baal, unto the devil, to Satan, to an entity that's dealing with idolatry, instead of the Most High, Yahweh." It says, verse 18, "And the Most High have given me knowledge of it, and I know it. Then thou showest me their doings," what evil that Israel was doing. Verse 19, "But I was like a lamb or an ox that is brought to the slaughter, and I knew not that they had devised devices against me, saying, Let us destroy the tree with the fruit thereof, and let us cut him off from the land of the living, that his name may no more be remembered. But O Most High of hosts, that judges righteously, that trieth the reins of the heart of the mind, let me see thy vengeance on them. For unto thee have I revealed my cause. Therefore thus said the Most High of the men of Anathoth, that seek thy life, saying, Prophesy not in the name of the Most High, that thou die not by our hand. Therefore thus said the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, power of hosts, power of armies. Behold, I will punish them. Young men shall die by the sword. Their sons and their daughters shall die by famine. And there shall be no remnant of them. For I will bring evil upon the men of Anathoth, even the year of their visitation. With Israelites. And Jeremiah crying out, because here we are trying to do right, and you always got the evil Israelites that's against us. And right along with the nations, that's why 2/3 of people are going to be put down right along with the nations that are evil. Some nations are going to be preserved. They're going to make it.